Hey y'all, it's Jen Lowry here, and I want to talk with you guys about a challenge that I've put before me, and I'm also going to put it before you. For us to investigate different typesetting platforms that we can try out to see which works best for us for formatting our books. Now, I have published 4 books on Amazon. One, My Happy Renewal Year, has reached the bestseller, #1 bestseller on Amazon, and I used Microsoft Word. I did not use Kindle Create. I didn't find out about it until after I already put my books up. But I used Microsoft Word and I uploaded them in. Because of Kindle Create, I said, well, maybe I could take down the Teacher Challenge book that I have and go through that process with it. And so that's what I did, and it was very simple to use, and I popped it right back up into my Kindle KDP platform. Well, now that I'm getting ready to run the Chronicles, the Hartwell Chronicles, I know that I want to go Ingram Spark. And I have been listening to a lot of indie authors telling me advice, talking to me through this about Ingram Spark, and that you've got to be very careful with the typesetting, the formatting, because it's not as easy to use. Because with Kindle, you can start getting all of these red arrows. They'll start giving you all of these warnings, and they'll say, no, your margins are wrong. And you get to check all the pages. So with Ingram, you don't get that option right now. So it is a little intimidating to me at the moment. So I'm like, well, what can I do about it? I have 2 choices. I can outsource like one of my friends have done, and I have talked to multiple people who decided to go and outsource. And so they've used editors and publishing sites, coaching services that also do this work. They've also went on Fiverr and Upworks. You can get people to do your Ingram Spark work, and you can outsource freelance work from that. You could possibly find people on LinkedIn, professionals that do typesetting and the formatting for e-publishing. But because I know that I want my career to advance, and I also want my author services to advance, I've got to make some really critical decisions right now, early on. So the Hartwell Chronicles Teenage Exorcist is going to be coming out in September. And right now, I'm going to do paperback and ebook. I'm also considering doing hardback, which can be provided through Ingram Spark. I definitely know I'm going ISBN this time, because I want wide distribution bookstores. I want Sweet Potato Jones, who's going to be traditionally published in 2020, to have a sister girl on the shelf. And I've talked about that in my blog and on my podcast, my reasons why I'm going this route. But I've got to research, and I really need to investigate some time in this. Now, I've been looking at some different authors who are showing me the differences of what programs they're using. Well, today, one of my author contacts, she messaged me and she was like, you really need to check out Adobe, because that's what I'm using to make my covers, and that's what I'm using to do my typesetting. And if you are wanting this for the long term, you can actually teach yourself the Adobe products. So I already have an Adobe account because I use Adobe for school. And you see Spark? Adobe Spark is super easy to use. And I want you to notice that it says you can create short videos. If we're looking at creating videos and trailers, book trailers, Adobe Spark, I would highly suggest. Well, if I get this $19.99 a month, look at all of the things that I get with it. Now, I know InDesign is the page design and layout that a lot of people, I'm going to say, are using. And then I talked with someone and they're like, nope, InDesign is outdated. I'm using other services and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, there's so many different words that I'm getting right now that I'm just going to follow through and I'm going to investigate. So I was also told about the ReadZ platform, and I remembered it. Like, I'm telling you guys, if I don't write these things down, or if I don't have my writing peeps around me like messaging me, I'm going to forget some of these platforms. So ReadZ also has a typeset book format. It's free. You see that word? It's free. So I can also play around with this, and this gives you the video tutorial. And I'm sure if we get online and we go to YouTube, we could type this in and find it. Now, I also went to YouTube and I typed in InDesign for formatting Ingram Spark. And I can look up all of these different videos and see what I can learn. I've already watched Book Launchers. I'm actually, I've subscribed to them. There's so many people that I've subscribed to. But you see this, InDesign, how to format a novel from start to finish. Like, I can check these out. You see how they're putting all the pretties in? And that's what I want. I want all the special touches this time that I did not do for my Everyday Mom Challenge series. Not to say that I won't, because I'm going to be getting ISBNs in bulk, and I could be going further in the future to revamp that whole series. But right now, I'm looking at the Hartwell Chronicles going, I know what I have in my mind. I know the vision of it. I know the black and white photos that I want in there. There's so much that I want to do as far as formatting. And I could decide to outsource. But if I taught myself on how to do this, and I do it professionally, then I can advance my own author services in the future, and then I can help other authors too. So I'm really considering going here. And look at Premiere Pro, video production. That can help me with my YouTube. I'm just looking at so many things that the PDF signatures. I know I love Spark. I use Spark when we write poetry at school. Do you see Photoshop? You guys, my son said, Mama, you're going to go way over your head with this stuff. He was like, you really need to outsource. And I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying. However, I'm teaching myself how to edit. I'm teaching myself how to promote. I can also possibly teach myself Adobe. But here's the catch, guys. There's a free trial. And when I clicked on this free trial, it gives us 7 days to play. So out of all of these, like, decide what is it that you really want to play around with and go ahead and learn it. So you're not wasting your free trial toggling back and forth and trying to find some really good videos. So for example, if you know you want to make a book trailer, go and study up on Adobe Spark. Try the free Adobe Spark and work the free one and at least get a feel for how to add slides and everything. But as far as InDesign, what you should do is you should start typing in InDesign for book formatting, and then you should save it to a playlist. Now, I have a Tech Tools playlist that I've started to build, which has got tons of different things in it. But it's going to have my formatting because I consider this as a part of the Tech Tools, something that can allow me to format in a professional way. So I'm going to start watching these and I'm going to say, okay, what is it that, and of course, if it's by Ingram Spark, then of course I'm going to definitely watch that one more so than anything else. But I would suggest that you do your research before doing the free trial. That way you already know if you're wanting to use Illustrator to jazz up your book covers and make promotional flyers and all of that. I'm telling you, study up on all of these platforms first. And I actually don't even know what Premiere Rush, Adobe XD, like, guys, if you ask me today, I don't even know what these things do. However, I am so caught up in wanting to improve myself and to learn. I know that all I have to do is spend 20, 30 minutes with a basic tutorial just to understand what these platforms can do. Then I can prioritize and say, okay, for the free trial, I'm really going to work InDesign. And I want to see if I'm able to do that. Or if I find out all of the options of Illustrator, what are publishers or what are book promotional materials, or what are some things that I can do with these graphics and illustrations for Illustrator that can help advance my work. I was actually talking to a graphic designer today who creates comics, and the Hartwell Chronicles would work really cool as a graphic novel. And even if I didn't pursue the graphic novel concept, I could create some graphic novel inserts that I could give away free if people join my newsletter. So I'm always thinking when I'm having conversations with people, I love being around creative people because there's something that happens to me. Everything just starts piling in my brain, and I think of all of these things I can do. Well, I know I can't do them alone, and I know I can't do them without products and tutorials. But I might not even be able to do them effectively. My son was like, Mama, you want professional quality. And I do. And I do want to advance the quality even of my challenge devotionals. So what do I need to do for myself? I either need to try this out with a free trial, really dive into InDesign, or I need to consider outsourcing. I'm going to try ReadZ. I've already tried Kindle Create. I use Kindle Create with the Teacher Challenge book. And I will say it is better than what I could do in Word alone. However, I want so much more for the Hartwell Chronicles that I know that I'm going to have to investigate it. Now, I am very confident with my abilities in Canva. So I'm not ruling Canva out just yet. However, a long time ago, I might have had the patience to sit there and create the text boxes and make sure everything was lined up. I don't think that I have that right now. And I have a deadline. So today I looked on my calendar because I was talking to an outsourcing agency just to get some prices, because I wanted to see what it was going to cost right now for me if I was going to decide to get somebody else to typeset the work. I want to know comparisons from how much is that going to cost to then what I'm going to be paying for that monthly subscription if I decide to go Adobe. Now, as I'm, calling things out into the universe, I'm also praying for the Lord to provide me with the funds, the right connections, and the people that can help me, either, with recommendations or to help me take care of my work. And I got on Twitter too, and I was asking, what are you guys using? And I'm looking forward, to see, what I can find. I think that ReadZ has so many good platform options for me that ReadZ's tutorials are helpful. I could go on ReadZ right now and I could probably figure out this typeset book, and the word free really helps. So maybe with me doing some Ingram Spark tutorials and I say, nah, this is just over my head, then I know I can fall back on that. I also have been watching some YouTube channel videos, and so I've been watching like crazy, and I have been subscribing to a lot of different sites, and I've been building them up. So when I go to Tech Ideas, you can see that keynote for free. I couldn't get that to work. Just because I'm watching some of these things. Do you see this one, Ingram Spark, uploading a book to Ingram Spark? Like, even though I've started to build these, it doesn't mean that I'm actually able to follow through with a lot of them. And I also have on the side here, I have a writing folder. Now, what I love is when I get to hear, why can't I find my writing folder? There it is. Went right past it. What I love to hear, oh, this is stuff that I'm using for my school too, is how other authors are doing their work. So you can see, do you see Bethany here? Bethany Adazeta, I have subscribed to her channel. You can see that this one was super good because she showed her budgeting and her timelines. I really like pre-orders because then I'm now having pre-orders up on my website because of her. So I'm learning from some of these indie authors that have gone before me and they're bestsellers, best-selling authors, but they're also talking through about what they're using. And I find value in that because then when they say, well, I use this to format my book, even though I forgot, and of course, Bethany said it, I forgot when she said it in that video, I hit save to playlist because I knew I could always come back to this one and see again what was the tool it was that she was using because of course I did not write it down. Now when my author friend told me that she was using InDesign, I went ahead, pulled up the website. You can joke me if you want, but I took a picture and I put a picture of InDesign inside my on my phone. So it's inside of a folder so that way I know for sure that I'm not going to forget what they've said to me. But I think that it's worth all of us the time for us to research these types of platforms. And I'm sure there's plenty more. If you've worked with a typesetting program that's free or inexpensive, I would love it for you to drop it down in the comments because this is how we grow. This is how we learn from each other. And when I practice, and even when I'm practicing in InDesign, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do my own. This is my first video. Oh my gosh, I've watched tons of YouTube, and now I'm here sitting in front of InDesign. Is it easy? What do I think of it? So I'm going to be doing that free trial soon enough. I have June 1st as my deadline for all of my edits and beta readers to be completed. I'm hoping I'm going to make it to June 1st with this guide, with this timeline in my head. No later, hopefully, than June 15th. Because I do want to set up my pre-orders on Ingram Spark and on Amazon 3 months prior. So I need it by June 13th, really. But I have June 1st because then I have from June 1st with all of my final edits up to June 13th to get it in, the best possible shape that I can for me to be able to put it up on Ingram. And I know that with Ingram, you can pull it off like 3 days prior to like the pre-order set, or there's like rules for that. And I've been researching those too. But I need to get the proof copies because I've been watching videos where they'll show what the proof copies look like. And Bethany said she went through like tons of books, almost like 60 copies before she got maps and visuals right in her book. And then she's going to teach us with what she used. So that's on her channel. That's why I saved her, because by saving her, I'm going to scoot on over to her channel. Then I know that I can easily find her again when I might not remember her name. And I can go straight over and I can see one of her how to create your book release timeline. Look at all this stuff she's got. I think this is such a good YouTube channel. But I'm also going to look on it for how to do the formatting. And she had listed out that she does have the formatting video. So I'm not going to go through it right now and look, but I'm just showing you these are ways that you can increase your own services by, look at that, writing coach, by adding that to your resume, but you need a polished book in order to really talk about what you can do and let people hold your book in their hand, let them get a feel for it, show them YouTube tutorials, let them see the difference between the different platforms and what the prints look like. And that they'll know, they'll be able to trust you. And then, you'll be able to build a client base like that. So I hope that this video has at least given you some starting points for research. Comment below. I'd love it if you would like and subscribe to the channel, so hit that bell so you don't miss anything. I put up videos from homeschool videos all the way up to my writing, so I'm glad to have you here. All right, bye guys.